All right, it is time for my 2023 film goals check-in number 3. Hey everyone, it is Shannon, and I'm super excited to be here today and to share with you this video. This is going to be my third update to my film goals for the year. I don't always do film goals videos, but I did this year. I did it like in the spring, and I've already done 2 updates, so here we are with this third update to see how far along I am in my goals for the year. I only picked 5 goals this year. I usually pick a lot more, but this one I tried a different approach, and I don't know how it will go as things are. Some of them are very quantifiable, some of them are not. So let's just go goal by goal to see how things are going. So my first goal of the year, my first goal is the least quantifiable, and that is to simply find out what films I love now. So that's goal number 1. What films do I love now? The reason I chose this goal was because I have noticed over the past couple of years that my taste in film has changed. Like, I just go and be like, oh yeah, I like this whatever subgenre, this actor, this director, this whatever. I love whatever themes. And then I watch it, or it's just like the new popular thing. And I watch it and I'm like, oh, I actually didn't like that, or they didn't really want it, or well, that was tough to get through, or that was, and I'm like, like, who am I, right? Who am I if I don't like this movie? Okay, not really having an identity crisis per se, but it is unnerving sometimes when things change. If it's just like popular zeitgeist and I didn't like it, that's no big deal. But if it's actually like of a genre or something that I tend to watch and I didn't like it, that feels a bit different. So I want to figure out, and I'm trying to be softer on that, like recognize if I don't like it, it's fine. There's lots of movies out there. So I would like to know what I like now. That's the inspiration. And I thought I would like watch a couple of movies and then do a video and then share my thoughts on them and process my thoughts and reflect back. And this would help me hone what I like and don't like over the year. I haven't really done this. I'm actually really surprised that even though I have watched a fair amount of movies at certain times of the year, I didn't do, like, I've done some goals updates, but I haven't done some video updates, and in terms of what I've been watching, and I think that's because I feel conflicted about not conflicted, I haven't found the way that I like to talk about film. Like, is it a video per movie? If so, I feel like I want to research it really well and have all of the information correctly and stuff. And then there's the other side of that, which is vlogging, where I have no idea what I'm doing, but it can be entertaining to watch. But it requires a lot of editing. And there's lots of options in between, and I've done other things over the years, but I still haven't found my way. So that's like one part of it, but then the one part within that part of it is that I haven't been doing a terribly good job at reflecting back at what I have seen and what I like about it and what I don't like about it. I also haven't seen tons this year. As of the end of September, I'd only seen 32 new to me movies, which is about half of what I would normally watch, because I always have like a light goal of 100 new to me films a year, and I've gotten to that or surpassed that in the past couple of years. But this year I haven't. And like in June and July, I think I saw two new movies throughout those 2 months. And then in September I did watch 6. So I have been, but and before looking it up, I didn't even realize I saw 6 new films in September. 6 in a month. That's a pretty good number. I usually go for 10 or 8. 8, I think, is 6 to 8 is good, because I do like to rewatch things. So anyway, I just feel like not watching too much in July and August really threw off my energy in terms of my habits and getting back to things, and then I haven't been reflecting on things. So I think what I need here is I need more structure to help me both get to watching films, which I've gotten a little better at in September. So I need some structure into getting to watch films, and I also need more reflection on what I've seen. It does not have to be a lot. It can simply just be what I liked and what I didn't like. I can put that in my spreadsheet. I can put that in my journal. It just has to be somewhere where I can refer back to it and see the trends over time. Like whether it's, noticing particular genres don't call to me anymore, or, and then there's also things that are a bit more logistical. Like I find these days I prefer to watch shorter movies. Anything that's closer to 2 hours, I find hard to sit through. I'm not happy about that, but I think it's better to stick to 90-minute movies if that's what gets me to see movies, and over time I'll be able to watch the 2-hour films, so I'd have to say so far this has been a big fail. Or at least I'm 0 for 1 on this one. I haven't figured it out, and I do feel like having a bit more of a framework would help, and including just simply a list of films that I want to see. I do keep this, but for some reason I don't refer to it. There was even a day, I don't remember if it was last week or the week before, that I literally just was in decision fatigue trying to decide to watch something for half an hour. And after half an hour, I was like, forget it. And I just did something else. And I'm like, because now I actually don't have enough time to watch something in a leisurely manner. Now I have to make sure I watch something that's X amount of minutes and I don't take any breaks so that I'm done by this particular time. And I'm like, nope, didn't work. So yeah, having a list of shorter films, I think would be good. Having it on somewhere so that I can access it on my phone. I have it on my computer. My list is on my computer, so maybe that's part of it. And then reflecting back simply on what I like and what I don't like, because that really does tell the tale. And there's some things I know that I will always like, and there's some things I know that I don't enjoy as much anymore, or I don't, there's some decisions I have just made over the years that haven't changed. And I think for me, given the time of year, I usually watch a lot of horror movies in October, and I usually pick a particular film series to watch, but this year I didn't, because I'm really working on finishing the last books I'm currently reading, but I'd really rather be watching movies. I did think there is a series, trying to remember, I did come across something somewhere. I hope I wrote it down, because I still will watch movies, but I don't like all horror movies, but I know that I tend to like supernatural horror movies, or some thrillers. I don't like slasher movies, generally speaking. I love monster movies, but monster movies can also be science fiction, somewhere between science fiction and horror. But yeah, supernatural movies and monster movies for sure. And then I do like to watch sort of the zeitgeist films that come out, so I do have, with horror, I think I have a good foundation, but I don't like stuff that's super gory unless it's, over-the-top campy. But even so, I find myself less inclined to enjoy that these days. But I love monster movies, and I love action movies, but I don't like action movies that are centered on vengeance and kidnapping and where there's torture. And there's a lot of action movies that have those themes or those elements, so it's a little tricky. But I guess I already have some of that, but that's all stuff that I figured out a long time ago. So anyway, I've been not making a huge effort on this, so I think I just need to, after I watch something, be like, okay, I like this, I didn't like this, and then later I can look at it and think about it. It doesn't have to be a big deal. It doesn't have to be an essay or anything like that. I'm not getting graded. It's just for me to be able to figure out, what do I like? So yeah, so still need some work on that one. We'll see how things go. Okay, goal number 2 is to create a list of all of the films that I've seen, mostly because I'm curious as to what the grand total will be, but also because I want a list for reference so I don't accidentally rewatch something I've already seen, because that's happened a fair amount over the past couple of years. So I'm behind on this. I haven't finished this yet, but I have made some more progress. I actually was doing really well on this in terms of, I got from 2012 to 2022 all sorted, all entered, all formatted correctly. And then when we go earlier than that, I'm working on 2011 right now, I have that from a different source. So before I was pulling my information off of Letterboxd, but I started Letterboxd, I guess, in 2012 or sometime thereafter and backdated. But for 2011, I have it on Excel spreadsheet that's pulled from a database. So I'm matching like one Excel spreadsheet to another Excel spreadsheet, and I have all of the films. I have the films, the date scene, the reason to see. I think I have the country for everything because that was something I was tracking at the time. And then for some of them, I have cast and director. And I also have how I saw it. So whether it was at the theater, at a festival, if I watched it on TV, whatever. So I have all of that. But I don't have complete information on the year of release, which I think is really, for me, is really important, especially with one-word titles like The Passengers, or even Passengers, Them, Frogs. I think there's only one frog, maybe. But anyway, you know what I mean? Like, no, Alien. There's only one alien. But that matters. 1979. But when it's a one-word title, I usually also include the year so that I know, because they're also like A Star Is Born. There's been several remakes of that. The Thing, Anyway, so I have to now. I'm doing that part of it of adding in the year for the ones that aren't there. I'm also adding in the genre. I don't have any genre information. I'm so sad about this. This is taking a lot of time. I mean, these movies I watched 12 years ago, I don't remember all of them. That's just true. And like sometimes I can tell by like where I saw them or how I saw them, but I mean, and sometimes I remember, but then sometimes it's a judgment call. I came across I Am Love with Tilda Swinton, and I'm like, what genre is that? Is that drama? Is that art house? I consider art house a genre, by the way. I think I put it in genre, Is it romance? I don't tend to put stuff as romance because romance is usually either drama or comedy, and I don't watch a lot enough that I put it as a separate genre, and we don't get a lot of like straight up romance films. We don't. They're usually drama or comedy, or horror, depending, urban fantasy. Anyway, so this. I am behind on this. So I'm in the middle of 2011. And I am more than halfway through picking up the genre and filling in the blanks for any years of release that's not there. One of the other things I want is a rating. And I made a choice on this that might not be great. Anything I don't remember, I'm just putting as a 7 out of 10. Which but because I want to know what's the best and the worst, mostly. And I'm like, for some stuff that I saw 12 years ago, I'm like, yeah, I don't remember. And if I don't remember that it was super great or super bad, I think it probably is a 7. That might be a horrible choice, but I just have a notation that any ratings before a certain day are a bit generalized. And I think that's fair. I just want to be able to mostly pick out my favorites. I know the ones I didn't love, I'm not too worried about, but I want to be able to pick out my favorites. So I'm being a little taking some time. It's my own spreadsheet. I can do whatever I want, but it feels a bit like, am I really going to do this? And so I did. So I put in all the right ratings, and so I'm filling out the genre and the finishing off the years of release. So I'm halfway through 2011, and then I have 2010, 2009, 2008, 2007, and 2006. So that is 5 years plus the half year that I have to finish now. It doesn't take that long, but it's a fair amount of data to work with. And then when I do all of that, then I have to look at my like old master list from like 2012, I think. Yeah, from 2012, that is just a straight up A to Z. This is the films I've seen. Because what I saw before 2006, I don't have like date stamped, you know, but I have a list. So there's still a lot of work to do here, but I've done 12 of the 17 years in terms of the data entry. So I have 5 to go, plus matching up that every film I've ever seen versus every film I've entered and see where, if there's any missing links. So I have calculated that I'm about 65% of the way through this. I did drop the ball on this, I think because I was working with picking stuff off of Letterboxd versus switching to Excel. So it's a different type of work in terms of, or type of entry for the data entry. So, but I'm getting close and I'm motivated and I definitely want to finish this by the end of the year. I thought I would have been well further ahead on this one. So I definitely need to make some good intentional time on this. Like, even if it's just like half an hour a week, like just pick one episode of like one show to watch. That's half an hour. I don't really watch half hour shows, but whatever. Like, I just need consistent time on this to get there. If you're curious, my tally, I'll put my, I got my David's tea. I'll put this up. I'm so excited to get this. So I'm going to share how many films I've seen so far, I've entered so far. If you don't want to know, then look away or turn off the volume until the jack-o'-lantern goes away. So the current tally of films between 2011 to 2022, I'm not adding this year until this year's complete. So for those 11 years, the current tally is 2,125 films. I'm like so curious what the end results will be, but I hit over 2,000 films, so that's pretty exciting. So yeah, as I said, I feel like I'm 65% of the way through this goal. We'll see how things go. Wow, I've been talking a lot, so maybe I'll try and be a bit more concise on these next 3 goals. So yeah, so that's not complete. Number 3, my third goal was to create a 2023 anticipated films list or want to see films list. This was my first goal completed, I think, and I'm done. I did videos in 3 parts of the different films because I grouped them by multiple genres. That was a lot of fun to do, and I hope people enjoyed the videos. It's also really exciting because it lets me know what I'm interested in, and so when those films come up on streaming or become available for purchase, then I can use that as some incentive to say, hey, this week, this came out on streaming, I'm going to watch it because it's one of my anticipated films. So hopefully I will do a little bit more of that in the last part of the year. I've not done so much in the first part of the year, but then again, it takes a while for the films to actually become released. And actually there was at least one that was at TIFF, the Mads Mikkelsen film that was called Bastarden. In Danish, they gave it an English title that's like, I don't know, the something, so I can't remember what it's called, but it's, words as opposed to. Anyway, so it was exciting to see that came out at TIFF. Still Life, it came out in the UK, and around the time of TIFF. I'm so excited that that it was released there. I don't think it was released theatrically here. So yeah, so I had 33 titles plus 4 types of adaptations that I always watched. I did videos about them. I'm considering that complete. I actually have 2 films to add to that. There is a new version of Dracula that popped up on Prime that has Michael Ironside in it, so I'm excited about that. That's what it was. I thought maybe this Halloween I could watch any Dracula films that I haven't seen, because I love Dracula films. I will always watch them, and I'm sure there's tons of them over the past whatever years. I have watched a lot of the Dracula films. So yeah, let me know your favorite Dracula film. And because I don't know what mine is. I really don't know what mine is. I love the one with Willem Dafoe. That was the sort of like fake behind the scenes one. That one was great. I think I did like the Frank Langella 70s one. The original is also great. And I've come to love the Bram Stoker one. I didn't think I would. When that came out, I was like, I think I ended up seeing it twice in the theater. I think I lost a bet. But it's just some of the acting is not very good. But I have come to really like the Bram Stoker one. So yeah, let me know your favorite Dracula films. Maybe Dracula films will be what I watch this October. Anyway, so that is one that I'm adding to my most anticipated list. And also there's a Mr. Dressup documentary called Mr. Dressup, The Magic of Make-Believe. It's going to be on Prime. If you're Canadian, you know who Mr. Dressup is. And if you're not, I hope that you find out, because he hosted a kids show and it was really, really wonderful. So yeah, that was out at TIFF, and that's, I think that's the one that I think that's the one that I added, that I was thinking of, that Still Life, and then the Mads Mikkelsen. They all had some energy around them in September. So it is exciting to make a list and sort of like follow the films and see where they're going to show up and stuff like that. So yay, one goal done. Yay! My fourth goal is to solidify my personal watch list. And what I meant by this was I made, so I have like a watch list that I made on Letterboxd at some point, which is sort of like a TBR, if you will, if you're a reader, so, which is to be read. So it really is like to watch, right? I don't think I've explained what a watch list is, but I transferred the watch list from Letterboxd to Excel. And then my idea was that what I want to do, like what I'm saying in this goal, what I want to do is to take last year's most anticipated list, so the 2022 most anticipated list that I made, look at, get rid of anything I've seen, because I've already seen them, and then look at the remaining titles, decide which of these I'm still excited about, because sometimes the energy isn't there anymore. Sometimes it's just like a popular thing, you know. And then the ones that I do actually want to watch, that I'm excited for, to add them to my personal watch list. I think the challenge I'm having with this one is I don't have somewhere where this list is. Like, I don't have, like, literally all I need to do is create a tab on my spreadsheet that's called watch list or personal watch list. Because all of the information is on sort of like, it's on my last year tab, which I'm just not looking at anymore for some reason. So this is an easy win. I should try and do this one by the time I do my next update, but I don't know why I haven't done it. I guess maybe I also feel like I want to cull down my actual list from Letterboxd. Do I want to keep those titles? Do I want to notate those titles after I've seen them for any reason? So I think there's other energy about this list. Is this, I guess it's, this is what it is. It's a database thing, kind of. Is this a static list or is this a dynamic list? And by adding the titles from last year to the static list that I had, it makes it a dynamic list or a new list every year. Is that what I want? Okay, so that's probably why I haven't done this goal yet, is I don't know whether I want a static list or a dynamic list, something that changes versus something that doesn't. Okay, so I need to make a decision around that. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's like a TBR. I'm like, once the readathon or the year or whatever is done, do you need the TBR anymore? I don't, because I never finish everything. So maybe that's why I'm holding this energy of like, I don't want to keep it. But do I? Do I even want a static or perpetual list, a static or dynamic list of all of the films that I want to see? Is that a thing that I want? That's the first question. If that is something that I want, then what I actually want is to create it. Okay, so I need, see, talking through things helps. Thank you for being here for that, because I couldn't figure out what I needed to do, and that's one of the reasons why, and that's actually a classic goal setting thing. If you're not making any movement, one thing that could be happen, or procrastination, if you're not making any movement on something, sometimes it's unclear what to do, or you don't actually want to do what you want to do, or what the purpose is unclear. Okay, that was a very unclear way to explain that, but I feel better. Now I know where the problem is, and I can solve the problem, hopefully. All right, so no progress there, another donut. And then my fifth goal for the year is to have my Fast and the Furious rewatch and catch up. So with the release of Fast X or Fast 10 this year, I wanted to start from the beginning, watch all of the Fast and the Furious movies, including F9, which I have not seen yet, and then, finish things off by watching Fast 10. I have gotten really stuck on this one. I have watched the first two films at least 3 times, maybe 4 times, and then I get stuck. One of the challenges that I'm having is that initially my idea was just to watch them. But then I'm like, no, I should do videos every time I watch one and then, share it and it'll be a series. And then I did that for the first film, and then I never filmed the second one. So I watched it, didn't have time to film the video. Then I watched it again, didn't have time to film the video. Then I watched it again, didn't have time to film the video. And then by the time I have time to film the video, it's been a while since I've seen it and I don't know what to say. And I'm like, this isn't working. And I know over the past several years, it used to be what I do all the time for countdowns for films. I would do this. I did the Star Trek in terms of up to Star Trek Into Darkness. I did this with the release of Prometheus. I used to do vampire movie marathons and werewolf movie marathons. And I love doing this way, but it doesn't super match the energy I have in terms of how much I can film when and stuff like that. And again, I feel like when it's a one shot, I'm talking about one movie, I feel like it should be good. Like it should be more like a video essay as opposed to, yeah, there's this stuff and it was fun and yeah, an 8 out of 10. So I'm conflicted in terms of whether or not I should keep doing the videos or not, or just get back to the movies. And I also, I gotta say, I love the third film, Tokyo Drift, for its own reasons, but it's not a great movie. It's not a great movie. But once I get to Fast and Furious, the fourth film, I know it's smooth sailing from there. So anyway, I need to decide on what to do. Should I just watch the movies and forget about trying to do the videos, or should I try and do the videos? I do have more storage on my phone now, so doing the videos won't be as hard that way, because sometimes I would have to decide because I only had enough room on my phone to do 2 videos instead of 3. So that might help. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think I should just watch the movies, get the goal done, or do you think I should try and actually film for each video? I feel like trying to do the videos is making it a bit of a challenge. And so I don't know what to do. So anyway, I'm only 2 out of, how many movies are there? 2 out of 11 films. So there's 9 more movies to watch, and we're in October. Honestly, at some point, I'm going to need to watch one every week to even hit that goal by the end of the year. And I don't even think Fast 10 is on any of the services yet. I don't know if it's available for purchase. Yeah, so I think I have all of the other movies but F9 is currently on Netflix. I could do something completely out of character and watch them out of order. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I'm going to watch them in order. I am looking forward to watching them in order. I need to get back to it. So I need to either film my Too Fast, Too Furious review or just watch Tokyo Drift. One of those 2 things needs to happen, and it needs to happen quickly so I can get back on the energy of that goal. So anyway, overall, I have to say, I am not doing great. I finished 1 out of 5 goals, and I've entered 65% of the films I've seen. That's actually pretty good. So, and I've seen 18% of the Fast and the Furious films. So overall, the math I created for this says I'm 1.83 out of 5 complete. Oh my gosh. I think the big easy win on this is figuring out the watch list thing, and then continuing the data entry. That will probably take me the rest of the year. What was the 4th goal? That was the watch list. Now I just want to watch Dracula movies, which is not a goal, and then get back to the Fast and the Furious, and then reflect back on what I see a little bit more than I am doing, as well as creating a list of shorter films, 90-minute films by service, by streaming service. I think that would really help, and then I just have a really quick reference, and I can be okay, I just pick anything, throw a dart, doesn't matter, just not at my phone, but throw a dart at the wall. Roll the dice. It doesn't matter. I just need to, at this point, I just want to get back in the habit of watching more movies. But I am actually now excited about just looking, typing in Dracula into Netflix, typing in Dracula into Prime, just see what comes up, and just anything I haven't seen, watch it. Maybe that'll be my October. Anyway, so that's how my film goals are going this year. Obviously, not that well. And I actually think a 6th goal here, or a bonus goal here, is to figure out what kind of videos I want to do about film, because I think that would be, once I get that sorted, I think that'll also get the ball rolling on getting more consistent with with watching and sharing and reflecting and discussing. And I think that would be really, really good. So anyway, there you go. There is my third film goal update for 2023. A lot to say for not a lot of actual progress. Sometimes that's the way of it. Anyway, there's still, almost 3 full months left of the year. Although I like to have all my goals done by Halloween because I'm not very good in November and December with goals. So that just got me a little like, oh. I was really good up until that point. Now I'm like, there's no point. There's no way I could do it. Oh, goodness gracious. Anyway, it is possible, and all progress is good progress. I mean, if I don't finish all the data entry, I will just continue next year, and then I will have this year's worth of data to do it. You know what I mean? I would really prefer to do it this year, but all of this is towards the larger goal of enjoying film and having good resources for myself. So progress in any respect is helpful. So all right, there you go. Let me know your favorite Dracula movie, and I'll be back soon with another video. Thanks so much for watching.